where are you from? You said Toronto.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm praying for the MLG to come up there. That's what I'm
Nice.
hoping for. Or NESL, whatever. I'm not too picky.
All right, so this is going to be another game between Junior Bacon Cheeseburger and Hindsight. The map's going to be MLG Antigua Shipyard. Any type of predictions on this?
Well, I mean, judging from what we saw from our Zerg player last game, I think it's going to be pretty tough for the Protoss player here, especially spawning in cross positions here. I think this sets up well for a Zerg who's looking to get 3 quick bases because there's 3 real quick ones available. This isn't one of those maps where there's rocks, which is one of the banes of my existence. Like, you want to get a quick third up, but you can't because there's rocks where you want to build your expansion. So my prediction is that I think the Zerg's going to take this game, but you never know.
It seems to be in their favor because the route that the Zerg player, like for instance, I'm gonna call him Chisby because that's what we called him earlier. Chisby, I mean his natural is so close to him, he's able to defend it, especially with these narrow chokes. I wouldn't say real narrow, but they're narrow enough to, like, you know, get a little bit of spine crawls if you spread your crew properly. But then your third is like a hop, skip, jumping away right there, no rocks, and you can get that very quick in. And even the gold, even though there's a lot of space open, you know, especially here and at the top area here, you know, you can really do a lot of damage. But still, if you get this gold up quick enough and do a lot of pressure and keep your opponent on 2 base, then you could really take over the map as a Zerg player.
Yeah, I agree. I think if the Zerg were to go for Mutalisks, that would be a good opportunity to get that gold base up. It looks like a Forge Fast Expand for the Protoss here. I think this can be a good map for Protoss as well, but more for the type of Protoss that kind of like to turtle and get onto 2 and 3 base and expand really quickly. Those are the Protoss that I think would take advantage of kind of the structures of this map a little bit better. I think this is a better. This is more of a macro map than dual site was, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, because I mean, you could see the distance of this probe just going all the way across map, and you know, luckily he's got a good scout off on him, already seeing that that there's no extractor. So, and my thoughts are is that during this time he would be getting like an early tech, or actually an early expansion, I should say.
Yeah, I'm not sure what. This is a very late expansion for a no. This is a very unusual build for Zerg, actually. I've never seen anything quite like this.
Well, that's what happens at the lower levels, man. The lower levels got like all sorts of different type of builds, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
Timings are always different than normal plays. And you know, it kind of brings the excitement in. And it seems like Hindsight is walling off pretty well. Uh-oh, but Cheeseburger...
Watch out, Overlord. Watch out, Overlord. I do this all the time. I think that's the end of that Overlord.
Pretty
and
much.
That's a big...
Oh! I thought if maybe just a one split second it was going to get away, but...
No, I could see from where it was. There's the sad face, and I share the sad face with him. I've done that a million times. This isn't, I mean, by any means the end of the game. Like, if this was a game of Brood War, that would be it. Like, I would have just left already. I was quite famous in that game for losing my first Overlord and then just going home. But,
so you used to play Brood War as
wow,
well?
look at we've got a third base for Zerg.
I know, that third base
that's crazy quick. Like, that's if that gets scouted, that's going to be big trouble.
Yeah, Hindsight does not have the vision of that, but he is aware of the natural expansion. We do see that Junior Bacon Cheeseburger is going to be plopping down just 2 Zerglings at the front just to see if there's any type of, you know, shenanigans coming his way, which I don't think so. I mean, he already has the Nexus up, so...
Yeah, well, as a Zerg player, that's all you really need. You just need those couple of lings there, just on hold position, so you can see what eventually comes out of there. You're quite fine. The only thing you have to really worry about against a Forge Fast Expand would be something like quick Stargate or quick Dark Templar. So those are really the only 2 ways that a Zerg player can lose at this point. So what he needs to do is make sure he gets a good scout off around about the 6.5 minute mark to 7 minute mark, which would be when those tech structures would go up. But it doesn't look like Protoss is doing anything crazy. He's just kind of macroing up and getting his gateway army slowly started. Oh, and he does catch the probe. Good work.
Yeah. So right now he's going to be plopping down 2 gateways. And with these 2 gateways, you know, I think you should probably be going for a little bit higher tech right now. I think the fact of that quick third is because he knew that he was walling off here at the front of his own base. So he's like, I might as well, I got map premise, I've got Zerglings on the field, he's not going to be doing any type of early pressure. I should go in, get that third up, and just, you know, keep on macroing as much as I can. And we see that, you know, his larva injection pretty much spot on. If we take a look at the queen's energy, very low, which is great. He's already produced another queen at his third. We do see a little bit of pressure from the stalker. The stalker, if these Zerglings are not going to get us around off because they don't have speed, so they're pretty much just going to walk with this stalker all the way back to his base.
Nibbling small chunks as they can. The ones in the back though will go hungry. Only the lead Zerglings will be able to eat tonight.
Yeah, because you know they need to. The ones that start getting the shield hits on will get their wings.
Right,
because it's Christmas time, right?
Was Protoss? I'm just watching your stream now. Was Protoss able to actually see the third base there, or is he still in the dark?
No, I don't believe so. I don't think he's aware of it. No, he still has no idea of this third base, and this third base is pretty much saturated. At least getting saturated quickly enough, and the fact that we do have a Twilight Council being thrown down and it finishes. I'm curious what kind of tech he's going to be getting out of this, or if he's going for level 2 upgrades, which, you know, right now if I take a look, here we go. He's just going to get the blink out, so we may see a large stalker army going to be produced soon, because he's already got, I think, 5 gateways. So he may be going for, I mean, this is a very odd timing and an odd window, but I think he's going to be going for a 6-gate all-in with stalkers right now.
And I don't know if he's going to be able to do much with this, because the Zerg has, you know, 3 bases running extremely well. He's getting his 4th gas up, and I think as long as he's able to pump out enough units, he'll be just fine. Let's see with his lair coming up what tech he chooses. I think that he should be either going for Hydras or Infestors are great against Blink, but of course he still has no idea that Blink is on the way. Let's see if he reveals his Blink here. Oh no, he's still working on it.
Yeah, he's still working on it. It's kind of curious to see this. We do see a lot of roaches on the field now, but with this Blink, I'm curious because we don't see any type of. We have 1 sentry on the field. I believe if he had a lot more sentries, you know, he would be able to do a lot more damage. And the reason why I say that is because if he had, you know, at least 1, or actually I would say 4 sentries, you can get a lot of good force fields in, capturing this large roach army now that's being produced with the Zerglings, and do a lot of damage.
We got the Spire coming up now. The Robo Bay is just finished for the Protoss player. I'm wondering if he's maybe thinking about, yeah, he is getting an Observer. I'm wondering if he's thinking about doing the Blink into the main that we saw Hero do in the NISL. I think it's a really tough thing to deal with, and it's a really good strategy to use. If you're going to go Blink, I think that you should take max advantage of it. He's warping in quite a big force in the center of the map here, so I think that if he's able to get a good engagement here, he might do a little bit of damage.
He may be able to do a little bit of damage, but I feel that he's not going to be able to do as much damage as he would like to do, because, I mean, if you take a look at the food count, we almost have Junior Bacon Cheeseburger almost over 50 food, actually he is over 50 food
Right.
above him, and I know that, you know, he really needs to start utilizing those chrono boosts. Does he have on those gateways to produce more of a stalker heavy army? I mean, he does have the Blink ready, he is getting his pylons up in the mix. He's trying to just kind of pick off the army quickly, and but like I said, if he had just a few more centuries in this mix, he would have been fine. But with the Blink Micro on this,
yeah, it's a pretty nice Blink Micro there.
Very nice, yeah. And this Roach army is going to be dwindled a lot, actually, pretty quickly here. Oh, with another warp in of stalkers, going to be blinking those forces back with a lot more roaches on the way. 13, 14 more roaches are going to be coming in, being produced. Oh, the offensive blink going to be coming in with that level +1 attack and +1 armor on these roaches. Is definitely going to do a ton of damage.
Yeah.
I mean,
and now it's going to be tough for the Zerg because all these units are going to be rallied kind of into where the to where the Protoss is, and when you get in between the bases like that, it's really tough to hold on, especially with Blink Micro. He's doing a really great job here with these Blink Stalkers.
Yeah.
Adding on 3 more gateways as well.
And with that, you know, I feel that it was just the perfect timing for him to have this. And this is what I meant by a 6-gate all-in. I mean, he just got his upgrades as quickly as possible. I mean, if he's not able to hold this, which I really don't think he is, I mean, this is pretty much it for Junior Bacon Cheeseburger.
Yeah. So that would tie the series up 1-1, would it?
Pretty much, yeah. And I mean, I find it interesting that Hindsight is going to be pretty much taking out this 3rd expansion. And during this time, I would expect him floating at almost 1,000 minerals now. Really should be expanding just to make sure if, you know, really, you know, like the old saying goes, when you're ahead, stay ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's why we're here playing in a free tournament and not for $40,000. But that is definitely something he could do. But I think it's a really good adjustment that the Protoss player did from game 1 to game 2 because although the Zerg player played very solidly in the first game. Oh, here's the blink into the main.
Oh wow! Look at that shift Q blink. That was beautiful.
He's been sort of stubborn in switching out of Roach Tech. So.
No, but he's got a lot of roaches and there's no sentries, so he really needs to be doing his blink micro.
He should be blinking out right now, is what he should be doing. Ooh.
Yeah, that's actually quite a little heavy losses there from Hindsight. I mean, we take a look at the supply.
Oh wow!
The supply.
Look at the size of that warp in.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
But you can see that you know, Junior Bacon Cheeseburger is still doing a lot of damage on these Stalkers, but the fact that they have +1 armor, it's just not going to be enough.
Yeah, and it looks like the Protoss player is taking our advice. I don't know if he can hear us or not, but he is getting up 3rd base, and all he really just has to contain right now. If he can keep the Zerg in his base and just macro up another base, and he'll be able to just out economy the Zerg. I think it could be time to retreat here. He's got a lot of low Stalkers.
Yeah, I'm seeing the autumn colors, you know, and even though it's winter. But unfortunately, you know, these guys really are just need to. I mean, the fact that he's just keeping on this pressure is just amazing to me.
Yeah, it's very, you know, and that's a really good thing to do in any matchup. Is generally if you're the one who's the aggressor, and there it is, the good game.
That's it, folks. Wow. So it's gonna be a 1-1. Hindsight taking it, and you know the amazing thing is that he was playing from behind in the food count. Like he was always behind, at least 20 to 30 food behind. For some reason, I think it was just maybe the fact that he was just droning really hard. And if we take a look at the economy, we do see that he had 88 workers created. So that's where the supply was. In Junior Bacon Cheeseburger's game when Hindsight only had 44 on 2 base, so he pretty much, I would say, 22 and 22 at each base. So
if you open up the army value graph there, you can really see from at no point did Junior Bacon Cheeseburger have a larger army. A lot of that supply was tied up in workers, and yeah, I think the reason for that is that roaches just are not good whatsoever against Blink Stalkers. You really need a higher tech unit in order to deal with them. Or even if he'd thrown in some Lings, it might have helped out in surrounding them, because Lings are great against Stalkers as well. So
yeah, and you know what I found is that that if you drone and if you're still feeling like you have a lot of pressure, use that so that you can get you know, some spine crawlers, keep up the defense, you know, and because you've got all those drones, let's use it, you know. Let's not you know, miss out on making sure that you have the defense up against that early pressure.
yeah. No, it's and this is the deciding game here, appropriately on Metalopolis, the greatest map in StarCraft 2 history. Especially now that they've taken out the close positions, I find this is a really great map.
So they do that for the Blizzard ladder maps now?
Yeah, all of the ladder maps, the close positions have been removed.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they're seeing that, you know, GSL, MLG, all of those pro circuit, you know, arenas are pretty much making sure that you have really good games, whether they could be